Well, hello, everyone, and welcome to the YokeTalk Podcast. I'm joined, as always, by Pastor Buzz, and we are
What's
here
up?
today. Pastor Buzz, how are you doing?
I'm doing good. That music that started off the stream, it's like heavy metal.
It
I was
was
very
good.
surprised.
It was
I was
good.
sitting over here, it's like, yeah, but
It's just one of those random copyright-free tracks that I have now. It's from this thing called 99 Lives or something like that. They got a bunch of free music. It's really cool. So
nice.
I shuffle it from a folder that I have, but yeah, it was good. It was popping. It was popping.
It was great. Welcome all you yokers out there. Thank you very much for coming in today. I'm excited.
Yeah, we got a lot of good stuff to talk about today. Rocket League goes free to play. This is like breaking news. This is like literally announced today earlier. I was like, I'll do one more search for gaming news like 30 minutes ago, and then I found that. I was like, oh, we got to talk about that. So Rocket League going free to play. Trains coming to Warzone. Dr. Disrespect might seek legal action against Twitch, and Sea of Thieves reaches 15 million players. All this and more on the YokeTalk Podcast. Let's get to it. All right. So, Rocket League goes free to play. Now, I have not looked at this article. I will admit, I like to just keep myself completely blind, so that we just have first impressions here on the YokeTalk Podcast.
I have not seen this article yet either. And as he said, this is breaking news, and this is interesting. I'm not gonna lie. This is a very interesting decision. So, what are your thoughts on this?
I mean, to be honest, I'm surprised it took this long.
Yeah.
And I don't say that in like a bad way. I do want to talk about free to play in general here in a little bit. But like free to play has definitely kind of changed over the years. I mean, you see Fortnite and pretty much any successful BR is basically free to play. And I don't think it's just battle royales that are kind of fitting into that trend. Free to play it's changed over the years, and so I don't think it's a bad thing at all that Rocket League is going free to play. I said, I definitely think it's a little surprising it took them this long, just because it's like a really, really popular game, and I think it makes a lot of sense.
I think it makes sense. The weird thing, like you said, it took this long. It came out in July of 2015, 5 years ago this month. This game came out. First of all, I can't believe it's already been 5 years. That's my first thought. But why now? Like,
I don't know.
it was $20. You have 75 million players. Over 5 billion matches have been played online. 5 years later, free to play. Like, what in the world?
So I just noticed in this article, it says, with some added cross-platform capabilities. So I'm going to look down in this article, and this better mean cross-progression. That's what this better mean. Or else I will be very, very upset. So let's see.
That's true, because, so for example, if you guys don't know what we mean by that, is I played a lot on PlayStation 4 before I got a PC. I have a lot of hours logged into Rocket League, but if you look at my PC hours, it's like 10. I have a lot. I have probably over 100 hours logged into Rocket League, but my PC doesn't say that. So my rank is different. All my stuff that I have is different. Everything is completely different. But if there's cross progression, I could get all that stuff I used to have. I used to buy every DLC that came out for the first probably 7 or 8 months. I got the Batman car.
I can understand the Batman car.
I got the Back to the Future car.
Okay.
I was buying every DLC that came out in the beginning. And then I think I stopped when I think they started doing like Hot Wheels or something weird.
They did have Hot Wheels at one point.
That was when I stopped. It was near the beginning, but that was when I stopped.
All right, let's see. So the update coming later this summer to Rocket League will also allow for cross-platform progression, meaning players will be able to carry their competitive rank, item inventory, and Rocket Pass to any version of the game by linking their Epic Games account. Oh, I'm suddenly saddened. This means regardless of whether you're playing on a Nintendo Switch or your computer, you're leveling up on the same version of the game. All right, still very cool. I mean, Epic hasn't gone completely evil yet, so I'm fine until proven wrong. But
it's so this is a good thing for me, right? I don't have Rocket League on my Switch, and I love my Switch to death. I love playing on my Switch, and this is okay. I'm okay with this being free to play.
Yeah. I think it's a great idea. I wish I hadn't already bought it on Switch. That way I could at least get something out of this. But that's a good question. Are they compensating people that have already bought it? Because usually games do that. If they go free to play, they'll compensate the people that had already bought it in some way.
5 years later, that would be a lot of money.
I mean, no, they wouldn't like refund everyone, but like, give them a few skins or something in game. Something for your troubles.
I could see that.
Something for your troubles.
I could see that for sure.
I
can definitely see that.
I don't know. Another thing this article mentions, though, I don't know if you knew about this, but they actually got rid of loot boxes in Rocket League.
Really?
Yeah, they did that a little while ago.
They weren't there in the beginning, so that's interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I personally, when I came back into Rocket League, I was not a fan of the loot boxes. There's the whole keys, and you had to get specific keys for this and that. I didn't really understand it, and I didn't play enough to be able to really care too much. But I didn't like the loot boxes all that much.
I thought they were fine in Rocket League just because they were skins, and I mean, I guess you did have to get keys for them, which was kind of annoying, which is unlike Overwatch loot boxes, which, in my opinion, are like the best loot boxes because you get one every time you level up, and there's no keys, and they're just skins and stuff.
We're gonna talk about that later.
Oh, we're gonna talk about it.
That's all I'm saying. That's all I'm saying.
But yeah. As far as free to play in general, I'm honestly really glad the turn that free to play has taken. Because when free to play first became a thing, it was kind of left a sour taste in your mouth. You had those free to play games that they're free to play, but really they lock most of the game behind a paywall. And they were bad usually. All those free to play MMOs that were bad, I played them. I did.
There's still a lot of free to play MMOs that are bad.
Yeah.
Let's be honest.
So but over the years, free to play has really just kind of changed, and you see a lot of really successful free to play games. Fortnite, for one. I mean,
why it's successful is beyond me. But
it just works. The payment model just works. Let people in for free. They start having fun, and then they buy more stuff.
They're making a ton of money. We talked about Fortnite last week a little bit and how much the company has actually grown. Was it last week we talked about it? I think it's either last week or 2 weeks ago. Talk about how much the company has grown because of Fortnite.
Oh yeah,
and it's just insane. It's insane. So
I think my mic was a little bit loud. I just fixed it. So sorry about that, guys, if it was kind of peaking there, but we good. So,
did not realize.
Speaking of free-to-play battle royales, I'm jumping on them segues this time.
Whoa!
Hey,
wow.
Let's go.
That was good.
We got trains. Do you like trains?
I like trains.
I like trains. We got trains coming.
We all like
to
trains.
Warzone, everybody. Let's go. Infinity Ward teases trains for Call of Duty Warzone Season 5.
How is this going to work? So they tease trains. This doesn't mean that trains are coming.
It means trains are coming.
They're probably coming. There was the video that they showed as a trailer for season 5 states that there's a date on it and a time. It says August 5th. I think it's around like 10:46 a.m. or p.m. They don't know which one it is. Probably a.m. if it's military time. But regardless of all that, plus why would you come out with a new season at 10:46? Why would you use 10:46 anyways? But regardless of all that. So there's a train and it shows a helicopter zooming in from the left and it just kind of goes by the train and then the train blows its whistle. How is this going to work? Does this mean that you can, like, my whole thing is you're not going to, and it shows the cockpit of the train, right? It shows the driver's seat. Does this mean there's just going to be trains moving? Are you going to be able to drive the train? Are you going to just be able to hop on the train? Like, what is actually going on here? Because this is Warzone. Like, I can understand this in the game as like single player campaign. That makes sense. This,
you're not a fan?
I'm a fan. I'm a great fan.
It sounds like you just don't get it.
I don't like I don't I don't get it, but I'm excited. You could travel from one side of the map and to the other side like that. That's great. Where's it gonna go?
On
Who
the
knows?
track. There's lots of train tracks on the Warzone map.
There are. It's gonna be interesting.
I'm excited.
I am a little bit excited for it though. I'm not gonna lie. Warzone is something that I'm not a big battle royale person. Most of you know that. However, Warzone is one that I actually do enjoy. It's not complicated. Very, it's not like you have like only 5 sets of things you can have. You can have 2 weapons. You know what you have and you're, at all times, and it should just be interesting. But I still, I'm wondering how it's going to work out.
Sure. I mean, we all have a lot of questions. Can you drive the trains? Are they just going to be on a timer? I would probably expect them to be kind of like the trains in Apex. I don't know if you ever saw those, but I believe the trains in Apex are just they just move on timers and they just move around the map so you can jump on and off them. Now those trains are they're like very open. They're like flatbed, so you can jump on and off them, stuff like that. These trains will probably be pretty different. It's a more realistic game, but I'm excited. I think it'll be really cool. I'm glad that they're open to adding things like this. I think with a lot of other BRs other than Fortnite, because Fortnite just kind of just shakes things up all the time. But I think a lot of other BRs, they don't really change up the game too much, and I think Apex has done an okay job with that because they added trains for one,
Truth.
And they added like that secret vault thing that you could find a key for, things like that. I think BRs really benefit from that kind of thing, where just those updates that really just kind of shake up the game and add new elements to it. So I'm glad to see Warzone doing that.
Yeah, for sure. And we've been seeing Fortnite, not that they don't come out with new stuff, but we've seen them actually follow other BRs at this point, which is interesting because ping system, Apex came out, ping system was great in Apex. It worked so good, phenomenally.
The ping system in Warzone, however, still triggers me to this day.
I'm still trying to ping that person on the mountain over there.
Oh, you meant this fence right in front of you?
Yeah, it's bad. But anyways, other than that, we've seen Fortnite actually start copying other BRs. Cars, possibly today.
Maybe.
There's vehicles, apparently. There was a new update, and the update didn't actually do anything. And everybody says cars are coming because that was teased in the new season trailer. And so I don't know. I've been seeing them copy, but I can't say, that they're not doing new stuff, fishing and all the stuff that they do nowadays in Fortnite. What do the kids do today in Fortnite? I don't know.
I don't know. I actually don't know.
My nephew knows because he plays Fortnite.
Yes. But I'm excited for trains. I like trains.
Yes. I do like trains as well. I think it will be super interesting. I'm just, I'm not too sure. But speaking of trains, there are a lot of train wrecks, and there was a train wreck that happened. Oh, we're going now. Yeah, there was a train wreck a few weeks ago.
Disrespect.
Yes, yes, Dr. Disrespect. What happened? He got banned from Twitch. What was it? A month ago?
I don't know.
It was like 3 weeks ago, a month ago. But there is new news. Yeah, he broke his silence 2 weeks ago, right? He sent out a tweet. Then there was a video that was made. He's like, we're going to get through this type of thing. It was a weird video, like some 1-minute music thing. I don't really understand.
Dr. Disrespect,
stop talking to me, video. Video just started auto-playing, sorry.
And now, Dr. Disrespect, he might seek legal action against Twitch.
Snap. He went there.
So here's my thing. All right. He gets banned from Twitch. Twitch never, from our understanding, from everybody's point of view, we do not believe, from what we've heard, that Dr. Disrespect ever received a reason why he was banned. What in the world is going on there? And what is he actually seeking legal action on? That's my question.
I mean, I would assume there would be something in either his partnership contract or the contract that he signed with Twitch to stream on there exclusively, which just makes this all the more bizarre that they would sign him exclusively and then ban him for no reason.
It actually doesn't make any sense. And
some people think that like they banned him because like they're trying to get out of the contract for some reason, and like they like left a hole in the contract so they could ban him for no reason if they wanted to, and now they're like it's just a mess. But the quote from the article, he says, yeah, that's the kind of mind-blowing thing about all this. Obviously, for legal counsel, I have to be careful, but I can say, however, that I will not be returning to Twitch. So, I mean, that's it.
He's not going back to Twitch.
Not going back to Twitch.
He mentioned YouTube. He mentioned Facebook, but let's be completely honest. If Dr. Disrespect went to Facebook, the apocalypse is happening. That's just it's not going to happen. And from what I've heard rumors that he's thinking about not making his own platform, but streaming from his own website. Yeah, that would be very interesting because he mentioned, no other streamer has really done that yet.
He mentioned in the past, I don't know how long ago it was, but he tweeted or something and said that he would either go somewhere else or that he would stream from his own website, which would be interesting. There was this whole conspiracy that I believe Susie told us about, where like Dr. Disrespect and like Ninja and like some other people were like gonna make their own streaming platform, and they were just gonna go have their own good time. So maybe that's happening, probably not, but
I don't know. I think here's my opinion about all of it. If you are going to ban somebody for one reason or another, I feel like you should give a reason right away. Now, maybe Twitch didn't want to come out and say what the reason was, and it could be that something really bad happened. We don't know. It could be something that was really bad that happened, and they want to keep it under wraps to save maybe his reputation,
or maybe probably more so just to make Twitch look bad.
Right, and I get that. But if you're banning somebody, like you're kind of making yourself look bad if you're not saying exactly what it is, especially if you're not telling the person. Like you should have to tell the person why you're getting banned. I feel like that should have been somewhere in a contract. Like if you get banned, like we have to give you a reason why we're banning you. You know what I mean?
I mean, most contracts, to my knowledge, just have that loophole where it's like we can end the contract at any time without question for anything. It's like
And that's what most jobs do. It's unfortunate, but if you guys work and you're in the workforce, more than likely you guys signed a contract, and at the end of the contract it says we can terminate you for no reason at all. Essentially, that's what
what's the point of the contract at that point?
It says all the things you can't do, and then it's like, even if you do your job right, we can still get rid of you. And essentially, it's just basically saying, if we would need to get rid of you for one reason or another, we're going to. And obviously, there's, I have my thoughts about that. But I won't get into all
this
that.
This isn't a legal podcast.
It's not. I'm surprised that there has not been any updates on this. It really, it happened. It was a big thing for a week, and then it just went silent. And we haven't heard anything until now, really, other than Dr. Disrespect coming out saying, we're going to get through this. Okay. And then we didn't hear anything for 3 weeks. We're still getting through it, apparently. So I don't know what's going on.
It's a very, very strange situation. I haven't heard of anything like this happening before, especially not on this scale.
A big streamer. Yeah, for sure. And, and Silly Monkey just said, if you're a viewer and your favorite streamer is banned, you want to know why.
Yeah, seriously.
I would want to know why too, because, all right, gamers, this is gamers, okay? This is a gamer life.
Here we go.
Right?
Real talk.
As a gamer, as a kid, I'll put it this way. I sat down. When I got home from school, I knew I was going to watch Johnny Bravo, Dexter's Laboratory, Aladdin. I was going to watch all these great cartoons, right? That was my life. Now we got Twitch. If I was a gamer when I was a kid, but if I had Twitch when I was a kid, I'd get home, I'd get on my PC, and I would watch my favorite streamer. Our streamers today on Twitch as gamers, that is our TV show. We're like, this person's going to be on at 4:00. They're going to stream for 3 hours. I know it from 4 to 7. This is who I'm going to watch. It's like your regular daily scheduled thing. Dr. Disrespect was on a lot, obviously, as this was his full-time job, and he had a lot of viewers. And now where are all those people going to go? They're going to go to Tim the Tap Man. They're going to go to all the other people that play Modern Warfare, but their favorite streamer is gone. And that's a very unfortunate thing. So
it is.
I would want to know why too. I still want to know why Leverage got canceled.
A great
My favorite
question.
TV show of all time.
A great question.
It got canceled. Why?
I mean,
I'm still upset. And this is what, 10 years ago?
I'm almost done with it. Last season. Let's go.
We're there. We've made it. We've made it to last season. Maybe in a couple weeks we'll be done with it.
Maybe they'll bring it back on YouTube. Your face.
Probably not.
Your face. Oh gosh. Alrighty, friends. Well, the next thing we wanted to touch on, actually very surprised me when I saw the headline. Sea of Thieves hits 15 million players. 1 million
that is
of
surprising.
them on Steam. Now that number surprises me, I think, as well, because it's only 1 million.
But didn't Steam come out with it after it already received? So the majority of players that started playing the game, wasn't that at the beginning when the game first came out?
I don't think it's hard to say, because the game did come out with Game Pass. So a lot of people were just playing it with the Game Pass free trial. And then the game wasn't in like a great spot at first to begin with. So a lot of people stopped playing it, whether they had Game Pass or not. So it definitely did pick up a lot of players later in its life cycle after it had some updates.
It had a resurgence.
Yeah,
like
a few resurgences.
Yeah, because the game came out, people were playing it, but there wasn't a ton to do, and the game kind of died pretty quickly after about maybe 2-3 weeks or so. It died pretty quickly, and then there was a huge resurgence. Like 4 months later, Ghost Ships came out. You know, they had all the weird things. I haven't played it in a long time. I haven't played it a long. I used to be the master at firing cannons.
You were really good at it.
Back in the day,
you could hit like anything. I'd just
honestly,
see the cannonball arc through the sky and hit the tiny little sloop way over there.
Yeah, those were good days. I miss this. We should play.
It's such a good. The problem with the game for me, because I love playing it. I really wish I played it more. But the problem with the game for me is that if you want to play it, you have to dedicate like several hours to it. Like you can't just like pick it up and play for like an hour. Like it's not fun like that. You have to dedicate like at least like 3 hours to play. And you want to get like a group together, so you know, playing by yourself isn't nearly as fun. So it's just like the stars have to align for it to be a great experience. Good game.
Yeah. And I haven't played in a long time, so there's got to be a lot of new stuff other than just going to this place, finding this treasure. Let's move to the next place. Let's get the treasure. Let's give it all to this guy. And we got all this money. There's nothing to buy. There's nothing to buy. Like that's literally what happened. So
I know they have those. They have like a whole series of like story campaigns now that you can go through with like cutscenes and stuff. Yeah.
Okay. So that's actually pretty cool.
Yeah, there definitely is a lot more stuff. I'm sure they added more stuff in the world as well, just to encounter.
I had a lot of hope before that game came out, and I'm not gonna lie, I was a little underwhelmed when it first came out. I was a little bit underwhelmed when the game came out. It just wasn't enough. There just wasn't enough. I was hoping for a better experience, but
this is where I disagree. I talked about this when the game came out because I understand what you're saying. I definitely get it. A lot of people's concerns with that there just wasn't enough to do in the game. There just wasn't enough content. It was just you were a pirate and you got treasure and that was it. However,
you hoped to find other people to fight.
Yes,
you hoped for it. Yeah. Like I don't know.
However, I would argue that they focused on the right things for release because so many games are just focused on like we need to pack as much as we can into this game. We need to stuff so many side quests, all the content into the game. They're just shoving content into the game. And then the core gameplay experience suffers because they're not spending time in the core gameplay experience. They're spending time on just adding more stuff to do. So it's a game full of stuff to do, but then the actual game isn't fun. Whereas Sea of Thieves, they made sure they had a really solid gameplay system that they have now built off of over the years. Like, when the game released, server issues aside, I don't remember the server issues being too bad. But as long as
the first day they were a little iffy. Probably. I do remember that.
Yeah.
But
server issues aside, like, the game was it worked. It was great. It was fine-tuned. Just like the things they did in the game with, like, the ship moving through the water, and then, like, you're still able to walk around on it and do stuff. Like, technically speaking, it was just really cool, and, like, it worked. And all the, like, ship mechanics were just really nicely tuned, and, like, it was hard to sail the ships, not because they were poorly designed, but just because it was hard. It took skill and practice and teamwork.
A lot of teamwork.
So they made a really, really nice core gameplay experience. And I'm all about that. Don't give me content. Give me a core gameplay experience. And I will play that. That's why I like Warframe, because it's just so fun.
I'm not the biggest fan of Warframe, but I will say this. It's a solid gameplay experience for those that like that type of grinding and that type of game. They don't have issues like many other games and a ton of glitches and things like that. And we didn't see that in Sea of Thieves too much. A few things here and there that were a little bit strange.
Not too bad, though.
But let's be honest. The best part about it was literally just finding that random ship. You were on like a big, massive boat with 4 people. You find a little tiny sloop. I also loved you'd be trying to do something and you would actually meet up with somebody else and they would be your friend. People would role play.
Enemy crew.
Yeah, like an enemy crew. And they would end up being your friend and you would literally start working together, going against other people. Those were good times. I do miss those times. I do gotta say
they were very good times. I just
find that little sloop and feel bad for them, and they, another ship would be attacking them. Like, we're just trying to do this, and you're like, all right, I'll help you out.
I've had so many memorable moments on that game. Like, it's a game that just creates like these crazy moments. Like, I just remember fighting the Megalodon for the first time, and like that in itself. Not even just fighting the Megalodon, but like everything that we encountered on that journey was just an experience. And then after that, we like sailed to a Skull Island with another ship, and we had a duel to see who would get the grog chest. It was amazing. It was great. Yeah.
There were a lot of good times in that game. I do have to say, it was a lot of fun.
And then there was the time that we like chased this one guy for hours, even though he had like nothing, but we thought he had stuff. And he was like so mad because we had chased him all night and he just wanted to like do merch runs.
So bad.
So then we played with him in a couple days to like help him do his merch runs because we felt bad that we just like destroyed his night. But
good times. But speaking of fixing games, guys, something happened the past 3 weeks. Many of you knew what was happening to an extent. I didn't even know what was going on. My PC internet, was I don't know, it was just dying. It was going. So let me try to give you the simplest explanation.
Paint the picture.
Let me try to paint a crystal clear picture for you guys. I'm a bad artist, so this might not come out the right way.
Never mind. Don't paint a picture. Forgot.
Hey, listen. Anyways, let me try and describe this for you guys. I could go on to Google in 0.2 seconds. I could search for something in 0.2 seconds. But there are times that I would search for something and it could take 20 seconds, a minute, or sometimes it wouldn't even load. Turning off my computer, everything would turn off. My screens would turn off, everything would turn off, but my computer would stay on. The fans would stay on. Lights would stay on. That's not supposed to happen when you shut down your computer. Other issues. I'd try to send an email. It would just say sending. But at other times, It would send the email, no time at all. Amazon, try to look up something. It would take a couple of tries, but it would eventually come up. Streamlabs, that didn't even work. Like Streamlabs, I'll be completely honest, that wasn't working at all. But my stream was fine. I was streaming at 6,500 bitrate. No issues, none. Nobody said my stream was lagging. I wasn't dropping any frames. Perfect, crystal clear. Go on to Twitch. I could live stream something, but my emotes wouldn't load. I couldn't see emotes on my Twitch for some reason. Not all of them, just some of them. Go on to YouTube. Couldn't play a video without a buffering. What would you think was the issue?
So, this situation, and every problem you have with your PC just baffles me. And I it's always some crazy.
And you blamed
thing.
me. You blamed me. You said, "What did you do to your PC?" And so Seraph came over. He looked at my C drive and he goes, "There's nothing weird on here. Like, this is all normal stuff."
I mean, usually when somebody's like installed like programs or like viruses or whatever that are like slowing down their PC and doing weird things, usually you can go into where all the programs are installed and you can look through and you can find some weird things that they didn't install and they're just these really sketchy programs that are on their computer.
Yep.
And they do weird things. So I'm like, this is probably what's happened because these are all just weird things. So I went in and I looked, and there really wasn't anything suspicious. We uninstalled like one thing, but it wasn't like that suspicious.
Yeah, I don't even remember. I didn't even remember.
It doesn't
I don't even
matter.
remember what it was.
But like, what I really thought it was, to be honest, was like some sort of just Windows bug. You know, Windows is very complicated. It likes to bug out, and just your Windows install can just get kind of broken, and then you just got to reinstall it. You know, it happens. And so I thought, you know, that's probably what's happened here. So I was ready.
Oh, but the other thing that happened was we did a speed test.
Well, hold on. We'll get to that.
Oh, all right.
So I was ready to just nuke the computer, not actually nuke it. When I say nuke it, I mean format his main drive and reinstall Windows from scratch. I was ready to just do that, do away with everything and just reinstall it, because usually that'll fix whatever problem you're having software-wise. But I was like, you know, let me do my due diligence. Let me look into it a little more, see if we can find out what the problem is, or at least what caused the problem. If we do have to reinstall Windows, you know, let's take a little bit of a look before we go ahead and do that. Even though I was like 90% sure that'll fix the problem, you know? So that's when I started poking around in the program, seeing if there was anything suspicious in there. So I took a look, and then I just started like doing things with the computer, like trying to reproduce the issues he was telling me about. And then I started doing a couple speed tests, and the speed tests, the internet speed tests, were very strange.
Very strange.
Very strange, because he has gigabit internet, so 1,000 up, 1,000 down, just roughly. So we'd do a speed test, and it'd be like 800, 900 download, and then the upload like wouldn't do anything, and it would just sometimes it would.
On speedtest.net.
Yeah, but I don't like that one.
I know you don't.
Clearly.
But it was giving me 900 upload and 900 down. But then we go to something else and use a different one. It would give me like 400 or 500 download.
If we were lucky.
If we were lucky. And then the upload, it wouldn't actually do anything. And when it was done, 0.01. Now, I thought it was 0.01.
I don't remember.
But regardless,
but it was like the bare minimum.
Even if that's what it is, I wouldn't be able to stream with that. Okay, 6,500 bitrate out the window. I wouldn't even be able to stream with 0.1 upload. That's not even a thing. So,
yeah, it's very, very, very strange. So we started doing that, and then I booted the computer into safe mode. So I'm like, okay, maybe it's like a driver thing, you know, like the internet drivers. Maybe it's something to do with that. So I'll boot the computer into safe mode. See if that has any different issues. And at first I thought that it had fixed it, but then it was just kind of having the same issues. And then I'm like, okay, let's try the cable. Try another cable, still having the same issues. Then I'm like, okay, we have a USB to Ethernet adapter here that he uses for his switch. So I'm like, let's test the port. maybe the port on the back of the motherboard is broken. So we plug in the USB to Ethernet adapter. We plug in the Ethernet to there. Suddenly, everything is normal. You can stream YouTube just fine. Emails are loading. The speed tests actually make sense. So it was the port apparently. Like I'm still wondering in my head if it could be some sort of driver issue. But I feel like the USB thing would be using the same driver for that, but I don't know.
It actually doesn't make sense. And I could understand if a port is going bad. Okay, motherboards go bad every once in a while. I get that.
What you said yesterday, I have to tell the people. So I was over there fixing it, and I told him his port was broken. At least I was pretty sure it was. And he goes, What could do that? Like, why would it break? And I'm like, well, boss, sometimes things work and then they stop working.
And it just stopped working. But the reason why I asked that was because what didn't actually make sense to me was if the port is going bad, there should be some sort of consistency with the whole internet. It shouldn't be just different servers, different websites. Well, like Streamlabs isn't working, but Nightbot is fine. Twitch is fine, but YouTube, it didn't actually make sense to me. And so the port is apparently bad
somehow.
I even explained this to one of the people in our community, Aki and Peach. Aki, he works for an internet provider, and I told him my problem yesterday, and he goes, I've seen a lot of things go wrong. I fixed a lot of things. I've seen a lot of problems through my line of work, and I have never heard of anything like that before. I was like, okay.
Yep. You have all these problems that I've never before seen in my life.
I actually don't understand my life. My PC, I'm just almost thinking I just want to, I feel like I just want a new case just because I have so many bad memories of this case. I don't care what's inside of it. I look at my case and I'm like,
you just feel like it's broken.
It's the case. It's the case. That's what it is. It's the case. I don't even need this case. It's too big of a case. I'll be completely honest. I can't stand it either anymore. I should have went with your idea. But I digress. So my computer is fine now. I'm getting
use the dongle.
Getting great upload, great download. I went on to Amazon. Thank the Lord for 1 day free Prime shipping, because yesterday, unfortunately, I normally play Super Smash Brothers with somebody yesterday, and I told him, I said, I can't play Smash with you. He was like, why? I said, because I can't be on the internet with my computer and the Switch at the same time, because I only had one adapter, and now I have two again. So I'm very, very happy that I have two again. So
now I can't be 100% certain that the port is actually broken.
Yeah.
All we know is that using the adapter fixes the problem.
it fixed it, whatever it was.
It still could be some sort of driver issue, and using the dongle bypasses that and uses like a different driver. I don't know. All I know is that using the dongle was a solution to the problem. So that is the solution that we are using.
I would be upset. I would be upset if I bought a new motherboard and I put that in and I started having the same issues again.
That wouldn't. Well, okay. At that point, then it's a Windows issue, and we should have nuked it.
But I would be upset because it'd be a waste of like $250 for a new motherboard.
Yes.
Motherboards aren't actually as expensive as I thought.
Depends on what you get.
Yeah, but
you always got to try fixing the cheap stuff first. Always try fixing the cheap stuff first. I remember when we had that issue with the God Squad Church PC, I thought the graphics card was dying. I'm like, we move this computer around all the time. If there's ever a situation where there's going to be a hardware issue in the computer itself, it's going to be with this computer, because we're always moving it around, taking it in cars. Like it's had a lot of bumps and stuff, and that kind of thing is not good for computers. So I spent like 2-3 hours trying to figure out what exactly in that computer was broken. I thought it was the graphics card.
I remember this.
I thought it was the RAM port. I thought anything at all. It was a cable. It was a cable. Now, in my defense, I tested the cable early on, and the problem persisted somehow. Or it was like a different problem. It was like a different problem
this is why I hate tech.
that disguised the original problem. So I didn't realize. But it was the cable. But I had to try to fix it for 2 to 3 hours. Only to be like, okay, let me do one last sanity check just to make sure I'm not crazy. And let me test the cable again. So I tested the cable. Problem solved. The cable was broken.
2 hours.
3 hours. Cable was broken.
Yep.
I had that thing torn apart.
I saw you go on a game or something like that, and I was like, "Is he working right now?" And then you're like, "Yeah, I was fixing something." I was like, "Oh, okay, it makes more sense." But it was just really funny.
I don't remember starting up a game, but
it was something happened. I don't remember what it was because I saw you on my computer and something, and I was like, "Why would he be doing that right now?" It was very strange. That's when I asked him. You said you were spending 2 hours to fix this case. No, you started streaming.
Oh yes.
You streamed the issue. That's what it was.
Yes.
It wasn't a game. You streamed it. Mm-hmm. And I was like, why is he streaming right now? It's a very strange time for him to be streaming. But
yeah. So say all this to say, always start with the simple things. If you can find a solution with the simple things or find a simple, inexpensive thing that is broken, then you don't have to replace the expensive thing. So you can't always assume that the expensive parts are broken. So many people are like, oh, my computer is broken. I need to buy a new one. Well, probably not. You can probably just replace one part or one thing, and then it'll be good. Now, sometimes it's just better to replace the whole thing, or sometimes the whole thing actually dies. That's pretty rare.
Or if it's a laptop, it's super old
you can't replace most of the parts with a laptop anyway. So, yeah. But always figure out the most cost-effective way. Because there usually is, instead of just replacing the whole thing or buying a new expensive thing that may or may not be broken. So always take the time to figure it out.
Speaking of cost effective, guys, somebody was extremely nice to me and they let me borrow their VR system.
It's true.
They let me borrow their VR system. I don't know if I should say who, but they let me borrow their VR system.
Could give them a shout out unless they want you to keep it on the down low, but I don't know.
I don't think so. I'll give them a shout out anyways. Dave041587.
Wow, you have his number memorized?
Listen.
That's crazy.
I am the community care pastor.
This guy is on point. Listen, he knows his people.
I do. I know my people. He's a great guy. He's a wonderful guy. He actually just moved to Virginia recently, last week. Yeah, he's in the other room probably. Oh no, he's probably at work.
I think he's at work, yeah.
But regardless of that, he let me borrow his VR system. He said, I'm looking to upgrade, and this is just gonna collect dust. So do you want to borrow it? I said, yeah, I want to borrow it. I've played Beat Saber, and that's it. I played one other game on your brother's VR system, Seraph. I don't remember what it was. It was that fighting one.
I think it was Blade and Sorcery.
I kept picking up the knife the wrong way like this, and I had to keep hitting people like this and going like this instead of actually using it the right way. But yeah, lots of fun. But anyways, so I love Beat Saber, right? So he let me borrow his VR system, and I have been playing Beat Saber. Is there a mod to put a clock inside your VR so I can look up at a clock?
Probably.
There's got to be something, because
I mean, if you open the Steam menu, you can look at the time.
This would be,
but there's probably a mod.
Even so, I lost track of time the past 2 nights. I start playing and did not realize that 3 hours flew by, and I'm sitting over here still playing Crab Rave, because everybody knows that Crab Rave is one of them. So you guys thought 10 hours on YouTube was bad. I'm literally doing this for 10 hours in Crab Rave going crazy. But Beat Saber is a lot of fun. I'm super enjoying it. Downloaded. I'm starting to realize there are a lot of good makers out there. They know how to make the music. They make it fit well. And then I got the Paper Mario battle theme song. This person did not know what they were doing.
It's hard. It's very hard.
this isn't about it being hard. This is about it being bad. Like Beat Saber, there's a fluid motion
I know.
most of
I'm
the
like,
time.
it's
right?
hard to make tracks though. Like
That's fine. I don't care if it's hard to make tracks. I get that. You test, and if it feels bad, there's a fluid motion, right? You know, if you're going down and you go up and then you go, you know, there's a fluid motion in Beat Saber. This was literally like playing the drums for about 5 minutes straight. There was not one fluid motion in the entire song. It's just going like this. It was horrible.
Maybe that was their intention.
If it was, bad intentions. Like, listen, there's some other things out there. One of them is just called a light show.
They have those. Those are things.
But it was a rubber
some people
chicken.
like them.
I did not see the title because the title was cut off when I downloaded it. It was the Chocobo theme song to a rubber chicken.
It was a light show?
It was a light show. Well, sorry, there's an expert plus in a light show.
I see.
I did not realize this. I'm a noob at Beat Saber. I'm trying to figure out how to delete things, and I don't know how. So I got all these trash things. Easy. It should be. But I don't see how you can delete them.
I had to install mods for him so that he could actually do custom songs. Now, granted, he didn't try to figure it out, but if he had.
Yeah, you know, but you know, so I am enjoying it though. Probably I do have to say, other than Crab Rave, that one's just well made. Even though the song is a little repetitive, it's a really well made song in Beat Saber, and it's
an official song, so
yeah, exactly. So they did well with that. The other one that I really like so far is honestly, Dragonborn from Skyrim. That's actually legit. That one's really fun. And then I'm trying to beat Tall Heights. Now, many of you probably like, what in the world is that? It's a wonderful song from The Legend of Zelda Link's Awakening, and it's really fun. It's just really fast and it's really hard, and it is expert, but I'm doing my best.
You should get a Delfino Plaza.
I did. Yeah.
The one that's just the same thing over and over.
Yeah.
And over.
Over and over. Yeah. I tried to delete that one. Trash.
That'll give you a workout.
Trash, dude. I went through about 50 of them, and I was like, I was so excited. I was so excited for the song to start, and I was like, oh, just one more. And it just kept going. And finally, I went like this. I put my arms down. I said, nope, never open it up again. I'm still trying to figure out how to delete songs. Like I said,
it's so
I was so upset.
So good.
Delfino Plaza is nobody's done it though.
No.
There's so many songs that are so good that I feel like they should be on there. Like there's no Reliant K songs, right?
I don't think.
I
don't remember.
I haven't found any. I searched Reliant K and nothing came up. But I don't know if
there was any.
But regardless, yeah, there's a lot of stuff that is not out there, and I'm surprised because I feel like this game is obviously it's one of the more popular VR games that's out there. It's one of the most recognizable and well-working VR games out there, and I thought there would be more.
I mean, there's still a good bit, but
there is. Yeah. There's one that I wanted to try. That what's his name was playing the other night, Dragon Star. It was a Nintendo one. It was like the Smash Ultimate theme song, but with other stuff in there.
The fight goes on.
The fight goes on. So I need.
That's a hard one. It's a hard one. I can't beat that one.
I will beat it.
I believe.
One day.
I'm getting close. I can get through like at least half of it.
I got very good at Guitar Hero 3.
I think this is very different.
It is, but it's not.
I mean, you got the rhythm practice.
It's not about the rhythm. I'm just more thinking about it in the way of like, I put a lot of time into Guitar Hero, too much time into Guitar Hero 3. I could play expert songs with the sound off. Literally, I was at college one day and my roommate, this was a really horrible time in college when my roommate was blasting music. But anyways, it was just a bad roommate in general. But anyways, he's blasting his music, and I'm trying to play Guitar Hero 3 over here, right, on a little TV. So I have the sound muted, right? And this kid came in, who was my roommate's friend apparently, came in and he goes, "I'm better than you at this game." I put on Black Magic Woman on mute, 5-starred it. He goes, "Wow, I can't beat you at this game." That's right.
Got him.
That's right.
Oh,
so
man.
Speaking of beating games, though, and beating people up, guys.
What?
I don't know.
I don't know where you're going with this one. There's 2 possibilities here.
There's 2 possibilities, but I'm going with the first one. Guys, on my stream, I have been grinding through this game, and that is Paper Mario Origami King.
It looks pretty good.
Seraph, I don't know if you have any thoughts. Share your thoughts before I go, since I've played the game and you haven't. You've just kind of seen trailers and other people playing and stuff like that. So what are your thoughts?
Yeah, they've definitely done some different things this time around from what I can see. The battling is very different. It looks easy to me. I don't know if you'd agree with that, but it looks pretty easy as far as the battles go. But the battles aside, the game looks super pretty and it looks fun. Lots of cool puzzles and stuff. Right. It definitely has that really cool Paper Mario vibe. And it looks like there's a ton of variety in the places and stuff. So it looks really interesting.
Yeah, and so from what I've played so far, I'm getting to the second streamer. I think it is the blue streamer. I'm about to release the blue streamer, and honestly, I've put a lot of hours into this game already. It's going to be a long game. I can already tell. The fighting, yeah.
Is it easy?
There's some that are super easy, and then there are others that I'm looking at it and I'm like, not too sure. Here's the thing. I miss the RPG elements of Paper Mario. Mm-hmm. The Paper Mario has all the charm. It has the colors. It's a beautiful game. It's got so far I only have one person following me. Regardless of all of that, it's a decent game as a whole. But the fighting is a puzzle. It's not RPG elements. And that kind of makes me sad, to be completely honest. Because if you get the puzzle wrong, all you need to do is hold Y and just have a bunch of toads come out of nowhere and essentially line everything up for you. Because honestly, I've had to do that a few times because I don't get it. But some of the puzzles are super easy going. And you're like, why would they even make me do this? And then there's other puzzles and you're looking at it and you're like, what in the world? The boss fights are fun. But once again, it's all puzzle related. And it's grown on me, but I'm still not. I just want them to do what they used to do. Yeah. I want Paper Mario 64 or Thousand Year Door back, because those were the good days. And I miss those days.
Yeah, I've never really been a fan of the Paper Mario games, just because I'm not a turn-based kind of player. I will say that from what I've played in the past of Thousand Year Door, Paper Mario is definitely one of my favorite iterations of turn-based, because they let you do the timing and stuff with some of the attacks, and it just feels a little more engaging than most turn-based games, which is good for me. And I think you're right. They haven't really made it like those older Paper Mario games. Does that make it a bad game? No, I don't think so. It looks like a really decent game for me, but of course people have those preconceived thoughts from the older games, and they want the new game to be like that. But I really think they're just kind of shifting the focus of Paper Mario now, kind of away from that RPG style and more towards puzzle, just kind of happy adventure. Which isn't a bad thing, I don't think, but it's gonna upset a lot of
people. It's upsetting me. I am upset. I will put it out there. I am upset. It's not a bad game. It's definitely not a 10 out of 10 or a 9 out of 10 in my opinion. I think it's a decent game. I think if I had to go back and buy it again to play it, I would. It is fun. I'm still excited about the storyline, and it's growing on me, honestly, the more I play it. But I do miss the RPG elements of the game. I'm a big RPG fan, so I can't, I just went through Final Fantasy VI on my stream. Great RPG, one of the best ones, in my opinion, that's ever been made. And then this game, there's no RPG, and I thought I was going to be leveling up, and no leveling up.
So that is kind of sad.
It is sad. But one more thing that I wanted to talk about with you guys and share with you guys. Got a couple minutes left. I want to share this really quick with you guys. I've had an itch.
I've been feeling it too. I've been feeling it.
Listen, and sometimes you got to scratch that itch. Mm-hmm. Sometimes you have to scratch that itch. And this itch, I don't know why. I don't know
no,
what
he's
happened.
Not playing WoW.
No, but playing WoW. Are you? That's not an itch.
No offense. If you play WoW, you're fine. You play WoW, but this man is not playing WoW.
I play Final Fantasy 14. Guys, I haven't played this game for 2.5 years. Overwatch. I don't know if I burned out on the game. I don't know if I was just triggered at one point. Maybe it was because my mouse broke. It could have. My mouse broke. I don't know if you remember that, Seraph. My left click broke in half. I don't even remember what happened. I just remembered one day it was just kind of clicking weird. And then I was at SquadCon 2018 and I clicked down and it went up and the whole, like half the left clicker was stuck to my index finger. Very strange. But anyways, so I went in and I scratched that itch earlier today and I had a good time. I enjoyed it. I played Zenyatta. My first game, I went 18-3. And somebody in the chat, it wasn't even like one of those sportsmanships or whatever you get endorsements and stuff like that. Somebody put in the chat that Zen was great. And I was like, haven't lost it in 2.5 years. My aim was on point. I was like, I'm excited to play at SquadCon this week.
I wonder if I could go back and get accused of aimbotting again.
I remember those days. Seraph used to play the good old Widowmaker. And
I would even get accused on Hanzo at some points.
There was so many times. I wish you would turn that aimbot off at the end of the match. It was like, what in the world?
I would actually get accused of aimbot.
It was great.
Multiple times. Times. People have witnessed this.
So I honestly, I went in, I scratched that itch, and I have not played Baptiste yet. That's one of the main reasons why I quit the game. I looked at his character and I said, no, please no. I don't even know what Sigma is. Echo, I've heard of. I think those are the only 3 new characters since I left. But and Ashe came out right when I was leaving.
Ashe was a lot of fun. I like that.
Ashe came out right when I was leaving. I don't think I tried Ashe yet, but yeah, so I scratched that itch today and I had a great time. So
well, how much has changed from the game, from what you saw?
Oh, nothing. Nothing at all.
Okay.
Nothing. There's role queues now for quick play. That's different.
Interesting.
It was only for ranked when last time I played. So there are role queues for quick play now. And it doesn't, you know how you go into a match, like a pre-match, sometimes you can choose to go into a pre-match or not, just like you used to, but you can choose if you want to do team deathmatch or a skirmish. So you can actually choose what you want to go into. So that's kind of interesting as well. But
so you didn't notice any like character changes or anything?
I only played like 3 games, so I'm not too sure. I played Zenyatta quite a few times, and I played Moira like twice. And let me tell you, I haven't missed a step in 2.5 years. I was having a good time. I used to be able to hold my own in Overwatch, and I'm holding it. I'm still holding my own. So I had a good time.
I'll have to play again soon.
Tonight.
Maybe.
Tonight. Hey, I got. But guys, if you guys didn't know, SquadCon is happening this week. Just as a last little thing for you guys, SquadCon is happening this week. It starts on Thursday at 3 o'clock is opening ceremony, 3 p.m. Eastern Standard Time. So if you guys want to jump on to twitch.tv/GodSquadChurch, that would be absolutely amazing because we're going to be having a good time. A lot of things are going to be on Discord. So if you guys are not in our Discord, definitely get into our Discord. If somebody wants to put ! Discord in the chat, you guys can jump into our Discord. It's going to be a lot of fun. We're doing D&D. We got a lot of games like Super Smash Brothers, Overwatch, like I was just talking about. Destiny 2, WoW, I think is going to be one of the games. So we got a lot of games that are going to be happening. And so definitely come out. It is not too late to register. It's
free.
2 days before SquadCon. It's free. You don't have to pay anything. Who knows when this will happen again? Hopefully COVID-19 won't happen again. So we have to do this online, but it is free this year. So definitely go on to godsquadchurch.com. You guys can register there. It's going to be a great time. You guys are going to see me, Unworthy Seraph, and a bunch of people from our community. And guys, I'm excited. I'm excited for Friday night, to be completely honest, for whose squad is it anyways?
Ooh. It's going to be good.
Guys, I am excited. So yeah, don't miss it. It's going to be a lot of fun.
Be great. But
somebody,
go ahead.
Real quick. Somebody was talking about Ghost of Tsushima in the chat earlier.
We haven't played
it. We haven't played it. Maybe we'll talk about it.
Maybe we'll get Ace on here as a guest.
Oh, that would be Ace Wing. Are you in here? I don't think he is. I have not. Hold on. I'm checking the chat. I'm checking chat. He is not in here. Guys, would you guys like? I would like.
It'd be the perfect week because
I want a guest.
Maybe it'll happen because I'm traveling.
And he has a lot of opinions about Ghost of Tsushima. So.
Maybe we'll make it happen. Maybe you guys will have a guest next week. That would be fun.
Wait. Are you talking about not being on the Yoke Talk next week? Are you going to let all the Yokers down?
Look, let's just wait until you miss a Yoke Talk, okay?
Look,
I was going to make a way. For me to be there. But.
Yeah, be there.
But
what?
It would be easier if there was just a guest. We'll see what we want to do. Maybe you guys can let us know whether you would want a guest or whether you just want me there, no questions asked. So we'll see. But
or we could do you and a guest. Just saying.
We could do this. We could do this. But that is all the time we have for today, everybody. Thank you guys so much for joining us. Remember, you can send us DM on Discord or whisper on Twitch, but Discord is probably the place to go about any sort of topics you would like us to cover. We can pick them out of the chat too if you're here with us live, but we can't always talk about everything, and we also have to have enough stuff to talk about it. So unfortunately, if you give us something and it's like we don't know anything about it, then we probably can't talk about it, but it doesn't hurt to ask. So always feel free to send us stuff, whatever you may want us to touch on here on the YokeTalk podcast. But that is all that we have time for today. Pastor Boss, do you have any closing words here for the Yokers?
I love all the Yokers. That's all I got to say.
Amen.
You guys are absolutely amazing. Thanks for coming out, guys. I enjoy this every week.
It's so great.
I'm excited.
So great. All right, everyone. Well, we hope you guys have a fantastic rest of your week and all that good stuff that is going to do it. So we will see you guys next week.